Starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Like, this is what the face of alienation is now, is this negative gatekeeping model. It's this very clever, insidious way of, like, I could have been helpful, but I've been so much more. Wow. You found this way to sort of pull the person out from it.
Chris Brown is, in fact, better than Michael Jackson.
What?
I say this with all respect and love, what I'm about to say next, okay, Cam? But you will selfishly create broken families, even if you're in their life and you're a proactive father, and I believe you're an amazing daddy. I can only imagine with just your presence and knowing you. But these families are still broken.
Why we not talk? Well, let's talk about it. We live. We live. Yeah.
That's the show, Dada!
The last 7 days have been totally insane, but we made it. Now buckle up and get ready for the most organic conversation on the internet with your hosts, the Force, the King, the Kamikaze, the Great and Terrible. Up to it, down to it. Pour a glass and talk some trash. Welcome to the show, and thank you for tuning in. We hope you have a good time tonight right along with us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell a friend. Let's go up to it.
Oh, man. Oh, boy, this is going to be a night. Listen. We just avoided disaster.
right in the nick of time.
Right in the nick of time. My goodness. Well, we are here again on yet another Friday night where it's gonna get wild, and we are live. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Assuming nothing's changed in the last couple of weeks, and we can still call you that. Welcome back to another episode of Up to It, Down to It from your boys, your Friday Night Delights, on the most organic conversation on the internet. Up to it, down to it. Let's go. We about to have a good time tonight already. I got some drink in my mug. Do not get it twisted. I will probably be twisted by the end of the night drinking this right here. Shout out to my wife for the ingredients in the concoction. But with that being said, I'm going to kick it over to my man's real quick, the Immovable Force. We always love to hear from him, man, and happy to have you here. Happy to talk to you tonight. Kev, my man's talk to us.
Good, everybody. Happy Friday, man. Listen, getting back into school shape is a different beast. So we just finished up the first week of school. Shout out to all my teachers, and I am tired. Do you hear me? I fell asleep last night before my kid woke up, and he was next to me in bed. I was like, cool, rolled over and went back to sleep, and almost did the same thing tonight. So I'm glad he smacked me in the head and was like, we supposed to be fighting. Heard you. And now he's asleep, but it's podcast time. Happy Friday to everybody. Hope y'all have had a wonderful one. For those of you who get the long weekend, enjoy yourselves. Hopefully y'all can do something nice. This weather ain't been weathering the way it's supposed to, but whatever. We inside feeling like we outside. And you know this week is wild. We got a long handle of Tito's, and I don't even drink vodka like that. So we just, we gonna make it do what it do. We got the Tito's and the Nick Cannon of juices. We're breaking out the Ocean Spray. Ocean Spray got 76 different versions. It's cran this and cran that, and cran everything. So, shout out to Nick Cannon, because we would never have these Ocean Sprays. So this is cran pineapple. So we got a little vodka, a little cran pineapple and we're gonna drink good. You know, it still ain't Aquafina, so you won't get no complaints out of me. Let us know in the comments what's in your glass. Everybody pour up, man. This is going to be it's going to be a night because we quite literally don't know what's going on, but we going to do it anyway. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Let's get down to it, man. It's gonna be a fun one. Yeah. Shout out to Nick Crannon. As man. Look,
Like what
you see what I did there, my man. Little something slight. I do it every so often. Yeah, they've people like Nick Cannon have raised the bar in Western society for popping out children. And look, man, listen, I ain't here to knock nobody. I ain't here to judge nobody. If that's you and you can get down with it, cool. But we're going to talk a little bit about something like that because in the news earlier this week was a man by the name of Cam Newton who seemingly at least got set straight by Dr. Cheyanne Bryant. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on. But first, we got to get to a viewer submission. I'm going to just let this one be kind of a bit of a surprise. Not really a surprise. You actually, you've seen it earlier. And this is a little bit lighthearted, I think, for this particular viewer submission. So with that being said, let's get to it. Pour your glass, talk some trash. Let's do it.
Chris Brown is, in fact, better than Michael Jackson.
What? Do you understand what you're saying? Tank, do you understand what you're saying, my man? I mean, you're admired, you're revered, you're associated with music, my brother. Everybody loves and respects you.
If there was Magic Johnson, now there is LeBron James. That is the ultimate evolution of a man who can play all five positions. As we talk about Chris Brown, we're talking about the evolution of Michael Jackson, the evolution of Usher, the evolution of me, the evolution of Genuine. That is what this kid is.
Oh, come on, Tank. Come on, man. Come on, man. When I saw Chris Brown perform, he's the best in the world right now. The best in the world, one of one. I'm just challenging the next level. Like, I didn't know there was a next level after Michael Jackson.
Well, an argument could certainly be made that a good point was brought up. What are your thoughts, man? Chris Brown or Michael Jackson? And is there even a level above Michael Jackson? Your thoughts?
So what I will say is, if whatever people feel is what they're gonna feel. So, and because they, brought the sports part into it, I'll do the same. If somebody believes that Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time, you are not going to convince them, no matter what happens, that anybody could ever be better than Michael Jordan. Even when we watch ESPN, when they bring Mad Dog on there and Mad Dog get to talking, like for Mad Dog, he still, puts players who came before Michael Jordan ahead of Michael Jordan. And, because that's the era that he grew up in. And so, like, you really have to separate yourself from whatever it is the discussion is and, like, just taking what the facts are. And there are some aspects of Michael Jackson's career that no one will ever touch. And people will often make reference to, like, the way people passed out at, at his concerts and, like, the fact that he literally stood on stage for like 4 minutes and did nothing. Like he ain't moved, he ain't sing no notes, he ain't nothing. And people just screamed the entire time. Like, stuff like that will probably never be replicated again. Just because we're in an era where like, people fall in love with you and then they let you go. I would say like, Chris Brown probably is one of those people in this era that has survived like all the time where people are typically getting 15 minutes of fame. You have your Beyoncés that we could put into that category. Like, anything that they do musically is going to find its way just because it's them. In that vein, I would say that Chris Brown is like doing that, like his little meet and greets. If you pay attention, people are paying $1,000 just to pose with this dude however they want to. Like, I just saw something where a woman like wrote him into her wedding vows to another man. Like, so there is a level of like true fanaticism that exists with Chris Brown. And even the argument, like there are some people who hate him because of what happened with Rihanna. And Lord, I can't forget can't think of the name of the one that he was seeing after her, but like, the little domestic violence, not little domestic violence, but the domestic violence issues and things like that. And there's some people who will never forgive him for that. So for that reason, like they don't elevate him into that place. But like in the same way, people were still selling out his concerts, people still buying his records, people still playing his music, people still putting him. If you have Chris Brown as a feature, your music is going to top the charts because Chris Brown don't miss on features. So like, does he sing? Yes. And his mic be on. He sing live. He sing well. He sings while he dances. Can he dance? That man dances his ass off. Like he don't miss. You know what I'm saying? Even early in his career, I forget, it was a BET award show. And they were like, we got to find a way to get him from like this stage to the cage or whatever the case may be. And he was like, I'll flip. And they were like, what? He was like, I'm going to run and flip from this point to this point, like, and created that for himself. So like, he's got the moves. So he can sing. He got the moves. He's a songwriter. Like, and then even if you take him outside of that, like Chris Brown is an amazing basketball player. He's an amazing painter. He like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is an artist in his own right. Like, there are things that you just see him do that you're like, yo, what can't you do? So like, if somebody says Chris Brown is the greatest, I would have a hard time arguing with them because he can check every box. But I'm not going to argue with a person who says that Michael Jackson is the greatest because I can understand that too. And for me, like I always put Prince above Mike Jack just because of the things that Prince could do. Stevie Wonder, I felt the same way just because of the things that they could do, touch a bunch of different instruments. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a lot with that for me. So like while I loved and appreciated what Michael Jackson did, I was never like in the fanatic space for him. So like I can see it a little objectively, but like I do feel that way. Nobody who is convinced will ever be convinced of something else. It's just what they believe.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I think that I'd say in world, if we're going strictly off of overall talent, then it is possible. It's possible that Chris Brown will be better. I mean, so far as I know, Michael Jackson can't rap, right? And Chris Brown absolutely can rap, right? He can flow. Who did he just had like a rap beef with somebody and like laid him out.
Quavo, and he literally finished it by saying, "You just got bodied by a singing nigga," which is like, it's the line for right now. Like, and he's a rap. Like, that's the crazy. He's a rapper. Like, you know what I'm saying? He don't just do raps. He's a rapper.
Yeah,
But he's
like.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, so an argument could be made, talent for talent or overall talent. Yeah, just like the same could be said about Michael Jordan and LeBron James. In the same way, the market. I mean, I don't know. What do you think is a more competitive market for a male R&B singer today or back in Michael Jackson's day? We talking. Was that late 70s, early 80s? I guess he really hit his prime early 80s into the mid 80s, early 90s.
Yeah. I think that one's probably a little harder than even making the sports comparison because, like, of course, you look at the path like that Mike was on. Like, of course, he started with the Jackson 5. So
Right.
like that grouping and that upbringing like propelled him. But then it was very clear very early that he was the shining star of the group, and then that launched his solo career. But at the time, you did have like a ton of like, I'll say, good groups. Like that era probably was like the group era, which even led us into the 90s, like, coming out of Motown, like just a lot of what we saw, like it was big groups. You found your individual artists, but like just the group dynamic was so big, and a lot of the movies that are still classics to this point, like Real or and saying Real or Embellished, Five Heartbeats, Temptations, stuff like that. Like those were the groups you saw, but then you had those individual talents that shine. So I don't know. Like I really don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it ultimately is going to come down to general fandom. Shout out to Bud Biz. He says Michael came first. You can never be better than the original. You can only be compared to him. I mean, that's yeah. I mean, that's arguable. That's arguable for sure. And I think to his point, Chris Brown would at best be a Kobe Bryant to a Michael Jordan. In a manner of speaking, right? Now we can make the argument that maybe Kobe was more talented than Michael Jordan. It's the same way we can make the argument that LeBron James is more talented than Michael Jordan. But I think still, for most people's money, they'll still say Michael Jordan was the originator. All these other people essentially copied Jordan. Although I'd argue LeBron's game is more reminiscent of Magic Johnson with additional scoring ability. But that's just my opinion. But I think. And one could take that. You say, well, hell, if you mix Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson, the two greatest players of all time, right? If you merge them together, you get LeBron James. Doesn't that make him the greatest of all time? Maybe. That's an argument. I think that's an argument.
And that's why I said, like, people's opinions will always be that, and we'll never have a metric for like truly measuring it, because for some people the 6-0 in the finals is what weighs so heavily in their mind. But then people argue, well, Jordan was getting bounced out in the first round until he got Scotty, you know what I'm saying, whereas LeBron made it to the finals with people who couldn't even remember their names if we told you to like name that Cleveland team that got there that first time around. Like you're not, it's a lot of people who can't do that right in this moment. You know what I'm saying? So like what you value for your metric is always going to be that. And I mean, like I'll always say, like basketball is still a team sport at the end of the day. So in that way, you know what I'm saying, until Jordan got a Pippen, he wasn't sniffing the finals. But then when he got there, he took them to that point. But like, so like you're trying to find the team aspect for an individual, you know what I'm saying, is different than, of course, talking about Serena Williams in tennis, you know what I'm saying, or, like Tiger Woods in golf. Like those are very much individualistic things that can be very clearly measured by their individual success, because it's just about them and what they do, so
Fair.
like, yeah, it'll be hard to say. One of the things like I felt that we got robbed of with Chris Brown, though, and again, it's his fault for putting himself in that position, but like, it essentially got him blackballed when him and Sierra were supposed to do I want to say that was a Michael Jackson tribute on the BET Awards, and then it got nixed. So he did drop the video of like the rehearsal for it, and everybody was like, "Yo, if this would have went down, like it truly would have like relaunched his career into like a globe, you know what I'm saying, like a stratosphere that we weren't ready for, and it just didn't happen." But like, so he's lost some things, but he hasn't lost things. Like he's just kind of doing his thing. And so he's still, like I say, he's still selling out shows. He's still selling records, but there is an aspect of it that is affected just because of his past.
Okay, so two things. One, Michael Jackson was certainly not without his controversy,
right,
during his career, right?
Which
So my first question, I agree. I agree with that. I'm a big Prince fan as well. Hash brown, purple rain. But again, he wasn't without his controversy. Do you think that his career would have taken as big of a hit given the same controversy as Chris Brown. I don't know that it would have. I think that it might have taken a bit of a hit, but like I don't think anybody certainly in that day would have been fool enough to blackball Michael Jackson. And I think on that alone, well, not alone, but on that stance there, Michael Jackson he meant too much to everybody else's career, essentially. Like him being, on the track with you, on the album with you, whatever it is, that meant a whole lot more in many cases to the other person's career than it did to him. I don't know that Chris Brown can say that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then the other thing with another metric and key performance indicator, right, is sales. Now, I understand the world is different because we got streaming as opposed to record players, right?
And bootlegging is, like the things that affect people now that you would have never had to have worried about then.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
A copied CD would have never been a copied vinyl record. Like,
right.
Yeah,
good luck with that.
Yeah.
that joint would have been hit like 5 KK. Oh man. That would have been awful. It'd been awful the rip on that. But yeah, man. And so yes, there are certainly some factors. But I mean, I wonder if I don't think that even with that Chris Brown would have came close under any of those circumstances. If he didn't get blackballed, if he didn't put his hands on Rihanna or whatever, any of those things, I just don't know that he would have sold at the level of a Michael Jackson.
Well, and see, that's the one thing that does it for me. I feel like if, like even if Chris Brown and Rihanna didn't stay together forever, if they had just had an amicable breakup, I do think his career would have been much bigger because and it's because of the way people love Rihanna. Like people love Rihanna so much. And I think that has something to do with it. Like if Rihanna was a person that nobody liked, the story probably wouldn't have been as big. You know what I'm saying? Like it would have been addressed, but like people wouldn't have ran with that. But Rihanna has a navy. You know what I'm saying? Like so
yeah.
like
this is ridiculous.
So they're never letting that go. Like they're still waiting for Sis to drop another album, and she's a billionaire in Fenty. Like she not, you know what I'm saying? But they're still like waiting for that. So there is a conglomerate of people who are like, it doesn't matter what happens, we'll never let him. So I think if that never took place, that he probably would have had a trajectory that still would have spanned as long as he has, but with much more access to global stages than the stuff that got taken from him. I think that's the part that would have been a little different.
I would have loved to see a versus battle between the two, and just had him go hit for hit. And I got to be honest, even if we did that, I don't think Chris Brown got no smoke hit for hit from Mike. I really don't. I mean, maybe like Mike got whole albums that are hits. Like the entire album, all 12 tracks or whatever, the entire album is a hit. So I mean, I don't know. I would love to see it. Good point, Jay Owens. Also got to take into consideration the faster news cycle and folks having short-term memories. Yeah. On the one hand, I wish they'd. Well, I'm gonna say I wish because again, domestic violence is not anything to play around with, right? It's not okay. But then also, how long ago was that again?
Has it been a better part of like 15 years?
I want to say closer to 15. Somebody look that up. Drop it in the comments. Somebody look that up for us. How long ago was it since that incident with Rihanna? And whoever the other one, I didn't even know about that one. I didn't know there was a second one.
It was the Karuchi, kumquat, cockroach. Yeah, that like there was some
kumquat.
There was some stuff with them. and so like I don't know if it was to the extent of like the Rihanna situation, but like there were some things like I think she had a restraining order or whatever. Like it probably was more verbal assaults in that. I don't quote, like I'm not saying that that's concrete, but yeah. Oh, so Jayon said back in 2019. So yeah,
2019. Okay. What? Wow.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay. All right. Yeah. 2019. Oh, 2009. 2009.
Yeah, so 15 years.
Yeah. Yeah. I was okay. Okay. Yeah. 2019. I was gonna say, wait a minute. I didn't realize it was that recent.
Yeah, no, it's
But
been
yeah,
a long.
2000. Yeah. Yeah. Word. It's at some point. And again, when it comes to overall blackballing over things like that, again, it's not in any way saying it's okay or anything like that. But you know, I guess like at what point do you just say, all right, okay, cool, it's been long enough, let it go? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Not because for what it's worth, the both of them did like they have said the same thing. Like Rihanna's like said, I want to say in an interview, she's like, we passed this. You know what I'm saying? Like we
yeah,
not like friends, but we not like we're past this. You know what I'm saying? And so
right.
like we should, we won't, we don't, but we should.
And there's a question in and of itself. Why don't we? Why don't we? That again, there. I understand there are things that are egregious, erroneous, preposterous. All those words, all the yes words, right? Like Yussie Smollett. There's a whole bunch of those things that are unacceptable, 100%. But I mean, dang man, like statute of limitations or something, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the statute of limitations, man? So yeah, right, exactly. Thank you. Yes, they did a song together. That's what I thought. Like they legit buried the hatchet again. To your point, as you mentioned earlier, right? So, but it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, assuming nothing's changed in the last 28 minutes and we can still call you that, we are excited. It's that time. We got our man's back in the game over here being Father of the Year extraordinaire, coming in super dapper. And I just learned this word from the internet, demure. Coming in very demure. I need somebody from Baltimore real quick. I need to hear how strong the U is. Anyway, but he's back better than ever. We gotta invite this man back to the stage. Here you go, LB.
Wait a minute. All right, first of all, what's going on, bros? What's going on? What's going on, LB and Kev? I see you. What's up? I'm in the building. You know what it is. Fine like wine and, getting better with time. Pussy running all around me. She need to go ahead and stop playing. I'm live on the show and she just wanted. Anyway,
That's how the pussy do. It's out of control. Pussy be out of control.
What the heck is what you say? A demure? A demure?
Demure.
What in the what is that?
I don't know, man. Some shit they be saying on the internet, but the kids be saying it.
Where? What? Were we like this?
It's what the youngins be saying.
Is this what our parents were like? Is this what we got going on?
I mean, it's SAT vocabulary, so we'll give them that. But I
was going to say it is actually a word in this case.
Well, I mean,
the origins of it are completely out of pocket. Completely out of pocket.
I just want to know if they're using it in the way that it was originally intended to be used.
Well, I mean,
I understand it's a real word. It's like.
Listen, the one thing I will say is these trends that they're following right now are at least teaching them one SAT vocabulary word at a time. Because, everything is diabolical. Everything is, it was nasty work, and then it was diabolical, and now it's demure. Like, so whatever it is,
Diabolical is accurate though. Diabolical definitely be accurate.
So one SAT vocabulary word at a time. Let's keep it up.
Yeah, at least it's not narcissist and misogynist anymore. You know what I mean?
So, so I had to, I had to go to the meaning, right? Because
yeah, absolutely, words mean things,
right?
Words mean things.
According to this Oxford dictionary, right? Adjective, when used as it is an adjective, right? Reserved, modest, and shy, typically used of a woman. A demure young lady.
A demure knee-length skirt.
Yes.
So I think if we're honest, we can probably, and if my wife is watching, all right, I'm just gonna say I called this one. We can probably guess which community started referring to dudes as demure.
So did you see the original?
It wasn't the demure community.
And we're just talking shit. By the way, we're just talking shit. Go ahead, Kev.
So did you see the original video?
No.
Was that the one with the burly chick?
No.
Chick?
No. Seriously, I don't know how she was light skinned and burly. She was that's the one I saw.
But okay, so serious question. That's a woman?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I didn't think so either. But
I'm gonna be over here on the I haven't seen it side.
Yeah, but they were.
I don't think so.
They were referencing women, and they were telling them, like essentially, I'm covered up, as you should be too. So like, they were telling the girls to keep the girls under wraps.
Really? Was that what that was?
Yeah.
We were telling the girls to keep the girls.
We're telling the girls to be more demure, and then people started using it in general.
See what I'm doing? Very, very cute, very classy, very demure, and then internet.
Damn! So the internet corrupted the original video from this is the same one we're talking about, the burly light skinned chick that may or may not be or
person.
something.
Person.
That's it. Thank you. The light skinned burly person. Right? You're saying that the whole demure thing was this person we're gonna assume is a woman telling other women to wrap it up, B, basically. Cover it up.
Yeah.
I have a question. So if supposing, y'all let me know in the comments, please, supposing she wasn't born a woman, does that make that mansplaining? I'm serious.
I'm gonna be over here in the I didn't see it section.
Sorry. Is that? I mean, I don't know. Is that technically mansplaining? No. We're going to hell. I'm just kidding, but not really. I'm seriously. Y'all gotta let me know. What do y'all think? If it's not actually. Anyway, what's up, man? Talk to us,
though. Huh? What?
Jump in, yo. You gotta save us.
I'm over here. I told you where I am. No. I told y'all I was gonna be twisted by the end of the night messing around with this mug.
No, so Jay Owens, it wasn't a podcast. Like, it was, it was one of them passenger seat car in the parking lot rants. It was a rant in the car.
Okay, all right. So it's not a woman. So this is mansplaining.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
How come? Well, y'all should be up in arms about this. The ladies should be up in arms. Y'all should feel very disrespected. How dare you let some man come in here and cosplay as a woman, put on woman face, and tell you how to be more demure?
Ooh, taking over your being more demure than all right.
How dare y'all let this man cosplay in woman face? You know, get mad at me in my man face when I tell you that, though. I'm sorry. How many minutes we in? 36 minutes. New record. Okay, we're gonna move on. LB, what you sipping on before we do that? What you sipping on over there?
Oh man, I'm over here with a little bit of everything. Okay, so first of all, I like my variety. For those of you that know me, I like my variety. So on one hand, I have a mixture in the rich cup right there. I don't know if you can see the R, but yeah, that is the rich cup. I have some orange juice, but what I have in this orange juice is a mix of the Enzyme Red Peach, okay, and that Grand Marnier, the grandest of the Marnier, right? Mix that together. And then if I'm really feeling froggy, I'm going to throw a splash of rum on top of it just because I might be feeling froggy. I got some ginger ale as well in case I want to mix it up. But then I just took like a couple shots of this during that rant because definitely needed to, number one, catch up, and two, over here in my section, I definitely needed those shots with that rant that just happened. So, yeah. I feel like I'm caught up now. So, I mean, we can keep going. I mean, I'll go ahead and, as we keep talking, cheers.
Okay.
Okay. Cheers.
Okay.
Cheers. I'm with it, man. Yeah, he's gonna have a good night tonight, man. I love it.
He's going
and definitely shout out to the shirt, fam. That joint is fire for real.
Oh man, appreciate it. So
yeah.
Every Friday we've been having like this Hawaiian shirt Friday theme. So I decided to dress it up a little bit more with the this is the night out Hawaiian. I'm about to get lucky.
Night out in the Hawaiian demure. Okay, all right, I'm done. All right, on to the next. Pull your glasses up. Let's talk about Cam Newton and watch him get set straight. And here we go. We're going to react to the whole conversation. Not the whole conversation, but this part of the conversation. Let's talk about it. Pull up.
A lot of people see my situation and not think that I'm not high functioning.
What situation?
Okay, so I'm not married. I have beautiful children.
How many?
8.
By how many women?
3. And this is the kicker. I want more.
By multiple women? What's the intent of just saying, or by your wife?
I just want God to bring them.
Oh, okay.
My desire to get married is lower than my fear of divorce. So, as you had said, Dr. Bryant, you said it, I didn't say it, I will agree. I'm just taking my time.
You're not taking your time.
I am, though.
You're being very action-based. You're not taking your time.
I'm taking my time.
You're being very action-based. You have 8 kids with 3 different women.
Yes.
You are creating, procreating, and multiplying. That is not taking your time. You're being very selectively active. Okay? So you're creating, in disclaimer, the kids are innocent, they are beautiful and amazing. Anything I say has nothing to do with them babies. But you are proactively choosing where you want to be active at and where you want to take your time. You want to take your time in having a wife because of your own fears. But you will, and I say this with all respect and love, what I'm about to say next, okay, Cam? But you will selfishly create broken families, even if you're in their life and you're a proactive father, and I believe you're an amazing daddy. I can only imagine with just your presence and knowing you. But these families are still broken. Every child cannot have Papa in the house with them. So some child, if not all, will end up with some kind of deficit without daddy being there. Now, you chose to do that. I'm not saying you sat there and woke up one morning and said, I want to be selfish today, so I'm going to go make a baby. Not saying that at all. But those are selfish acts at the expense of your fear. And yeah, that is a low functioning behavior to say that I'm going to build these houses and put kids and these beautiful women and kids in them, but I ain't going to create a home in them. I'm going to wait till I dissipate my fear to find a wife where I'm still going to be fearful with, because there's no such thing as not having some type of nerve or some type of feeling behind marrying somebody. And then I'm going to build a home with her while all these other beautiful babies have houses. That's completely unfair and that's selfish. And so, yes, you're taking your time in this department, but you're not taking your time in this department, which means you're compartmentalizing. And compartmentalizing never works. Compartmentalizing hurts everybody involved. Everybody who's in this box and that box and this box and that box and this box. And then here you go over here trying to figure out what box you're going to feed or entertain or do. Then you're looking outside to figure out who's your next victim to put in the box. It's unhealthy.
For the future, because working for the present, we ain't making no progress.
We are sick people.
Yes, we are sick people.
We are sick.
Is Rich on stage? Oh, okay.
Yeah, we live. It's
Live. Yeah, he in there.
He popped up after the fact. That's why, at least on my screen.
Oh shoot! I hope that didn't happen on y'all screen.
We out here playing whack-a-mole. Yeah.
We out here playing whack-a-mole. Cam Newton out here playing whack-a-hole.
Whack-a-hole. That's
whack-a-hole.
Wait. Did you say hole or hole? Matter of fact,
yes.
Don't answer.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Don't answer that. Two things can be true. I mean, listen.
Two things are often true, believe it or not. Oh boy, here we go. All right. Kev, jump in, yo. You're the sensible one this time. It's always two of us cutting up and one being the sensible one. This time it's you. So
and y'all thought I was sensible? Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
We're sick people.
We are sick people. I agree with you immediately. Listen, she ain't lied. She ain't lied, man. Cam is a wild boy, but Cam been wild. Like, I'd have thought after Cam lost all his endorsements that he'd like kind of calmed down, but he took a very Orlando Jones, like not Orlando Jones. Who's the Orlando, or is that Orlando Jones? Orlando Brown. There we go. Or he's taking a very Orlando Brown like approach to fatherhood. Like we're thinking he's doing lines of coke and he's trying to present as a regular person. And she ain't lied. Like I won't knock him for being a financial provider, and I imagine that at particular points he's showing up for his kids. But it's what she said. Like, if you got 8 kids by 3 different women, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got your celebrity, like you got things that you got to do. He got obligations because of sponsorships and whatever. Like, he's got to, like, it ain't but so many places you can be at the same time. He can't divide himself or whatever. So, like, somebody is affected. Somebody is hurting. You can put your dollars wherever, but we know it, and we had this conversation. Like, presence CE means more than presence CS. So somebody's hurting in this way. So, like, I truly do wish he would take another approach to this. Like, you may want more kids, yes, and I'm not knocking that part, but, like, can you desire to be a true family with whoever it is you want to, like, have your next children? we've all got our circumstances, but like the whole goal is to do better as you go forward. And it doesn't seem like he wants to do that.
So I'm gonna jump in and say that we have another case of this trying to say one thing, but you mean another thing. And hear me out what I'm trying to say, right? Because I think the therapist, said it's like you're saying you want, to be married, or you want, a marriage, right? But the way you're moving, it's not lining up, right? And so if you want to be married, then you have to be willing to accept what comes along with that, not try to give marriage a new definition. Because that's what's happening. That's what's happening these days. Like people are trying to give things, words, they're trying to give it a new definition instead of being real with the reality of what it is that you're doing or what it is that you really want. Do you really want a marriage, or do you just want a bunch of kids by a bunch of different women? Now, if you do want a marriage, then guess what? Why not marry all of them, put them all in the same house? Then you all can be in the same house. And then what is her then argument, or what is her then message to you about not having all your kids in the house? I mean, if that's what you want to do, but if you just be real with what it is that that you really want and what you are really trying to do, because you're saying one thing but you're moving a different in another direction, and that's the downfall. Like, no, you're not some you've now some elitist, and you've on a different higher, you've achieved this different plane of like thought, and no, come on, like what? No, stop it. You're confusing yourself.
Stop it. Get help.
You're confusing yourself. Okay, that's like calling the 304 a wholesome woman.
Well, I mean, she puts the
She's
hoe
a
in wholesome.
wholesome. She's a wholesome woman.
She puts the hoe in wholesome.
Wait. No.
Once again, did we say whole or did we say hoe? Is she a wholesome woman? Is she a wholesome woman? Okay. All right. Let me. Okay. All right. She did not tell a lie. However, we have to remember that also those three. What?
Satan? Get thee behind me, Satan.
Yeah, get behind me where you belong. That's not true. That doesn't even make any sense.
I guess it depends on the definition of females.
Did we start this agreeing with the woman?
That's what I'm saying. We're in full agreement with the woman here. All right. Hey, see, but again, remember, yeah, Jay. That's what I'm saying, Jay. Yeah, man. But listen, let me tell you something, because the devil is a liar, right? So he had to say something that's totally false. You feel me? You dig it? That's how it go. Go, somebody said, "What my shout music?" Somebody get an organ. All right. Back to agreeing with don't be scared. You ain't got no power in here. What you mean? You ain't got no power in here. You good. But anyway, no, seriously. That was pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Shout out to whoever that YouTuber is. There you go. Hold on. Do it again. Hey. Because the devil is a liar. He will first tell you that we said something that we never said. He'll deceive you if you let him. I said he'll deceive you. All right, let's okay. We gotta stop. We gotta stop this. We gotta stop this.
Lord.
Don't play with us in here. We will take y'all to church. We will take y'all to church in here real quick. Don't you play. All right. Just because I want to move, we got to move on. We got limited streaming time. All right, here we go.
Doors section are open.
Doors of the church are open. Okay. Now we'll know. Never mind. Anyway, look. She's right. Okay. The only thing I would say to consider, right? Things to consider is that these 3 women had 8 babies by him. Okay. Now, all I'm saying is that these 3 women were willing participants in this. Okay. So while yes, she is absolutely right, she is 100% correct that he willingly and he's even considering or would like to have more children. He's obviously has that with the intent of possibly creating a 4th broken home, right? Probably not with the other 3 that he was already with. And then to answer the question, why don't he just marry all 3 of them? I don't know how long I don't know how long it lasts. I just wonder before women start hating each other.
Not even to that aspect, but would it be a broken home?
Okay.
If all of them are still in the same house, because here's the thing: you can have all the family in the house at the same time, but dad works because of that crazy schedule. So I mean, there's still a sacrifice that comes with it, So even if you want more kids, even when you have more kids in the same house, it is a struggle trying to, divvy up that time to spend with each child.
Facts.
So I think that, and here's why I agree with her, is because she was only responding to what he was saying that he wanted. So yeah, I mean, it don't even matter at this point. The women, the 3 women that have had his 8 kids, they've agreed. They're fine. They've agreed to this.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, ultimately, these women were willing participants. Like, we can't act like he just walked up one day and said, you and you lay down, you will now be pregnant. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that. That's not how it worked. They chose to lay down. I'm sure knew about each other. I know Nick Cannon's baby mamas. I know they know about each other. The whole world, we all know about them, right? So again, if we said this, I think, was it last year or the year before when Nick Cannon had another baby? We were like, so you already know that he had whatever 7 or 8 baby mamas, and you willingly chose to have another baby. And look, is he irresponsible? Absolutely, but what are we saying about the women? I'm not trying to take responsibility away from him. I'm not trying to dodge it. He's wrong in the manner of speaking. He's wrong for creating 3 broken homes. I would say so, in my opinion. I'd say that's wrong, right? At the same time, also, if he can afford it, and also if the other 3 women are willing participants in this, it's bad for the kids. Yes, I would agree with that. I'd agree that it's potentially damaging to the kids, but also that's the decision that their parents made.
At least it's not Nick Cannon bad. I mean, it seemed like he headed in that direction though.
He's trying to be like Nick Cannon. What didn't she do one with Nick Cannon too recently, or was that a different? Somebody else was talking to Nick Cannon recently.
I don't know.
I don't know. I thought I saw like some comments out there that were saying, you know, she need to do Nick Cannon next. You know, talk to him next. But
listen, shout out to Nick Cannon's faces on that August Alsina interview though.
Oh man,
we'll save that for
right. Yeah, we're gonna because they already think that we never mind.
We made all the right faces though. I'll tell you that much.
All the right faces. We made the same faces at the same time.
He is us and we are him.
We are one. For real.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let's go, Morgan. Shout out to M3.
That's right.
Yeah, man. I like I said, I think he's wrong, but again, let's not, you know, take away from the accountability of the women who were willing participants in this. I saw a video. So another viewer sent this to me. I didn't get to curate it per se, but I saw another one earlier today where this woman basically was calling people like Cam Newton and Nick Cannon Karens because they were putting people in like, you know, not great positions, you know, potentially dangerous positions by, you know, giving them babies without, you know, the father being there, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, again, I think that we could argue that, yeah, he created 3 broken families, but before y'all go lambasting this guy, before y'all go making all these think pieces about how no good Cam Newton is, let's not forget that these 3 women were willing participants.
So hold right there, because I think Bud Biz Wiz is right. So the first woman probably didn't know, because she the first.
Fair, right?
You know,
yeah, fair enough.
Wait. We could say probably. We could say probably.
Probably.
Or he told you the truth up front, and you decided that you wanted to believe what you wanted to believe.
Got you. Because
that's another possibility.
Yeah, you're right. But, you know, just in general, being the first person you don't know.
You don't know, and you would like to believe you're the only one.
Yeah.
Do y'all think Cam Newton really was like, yeah, girl, I'm gonna make you my wife? No, seriously, y'all think Cam Newton said that to the first one?
Listen, we hear of two. I think there are 2 very clear kinds of athletes. One's that's like, hey, I'm just trying to, and one's that's like, oh, come on, so. But is it possible? Yes.
But there are the ones that, well, okay. So again, here's what happens, right? You say that this is what it is, but she gets treated a different way than what it is. She gets treated as what it makes her feel like. It makes her feel like the one and only. It makes her feel like there's no one. It makes it feel like whining and dining, this, that, and the third. He takes care of me, he pays this, he does that, he does this. It must be more than what he actually said. No, it's what he said. He just has the means to do more than what he's saying. Now, is that right? No, because he's treating you like wife material when he's saying you are just baby mom.
I mean, we know of many situations where somebody in a relationship thought that it was more than what it was, right? So I don't know, but I assume that Cam probably told these women, at least told them his fears about marriage, his hang up about marriage, right? It looks like he's got a new baby that just happened, in March of earlier this year by his current girlfriend. That's according to Bleacher Report.
Okay.
So I mean that was the 8th one by his current girlfriend. So again, bear in mind the current girlfriend, assuming this is their first baby, was a willing participant in being the girlfriend of and then the baby mother of the 8th child. You know what I'm saying? If she's the third, I don't know the order. I don't know the order of of appearance per se. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the order of appearance with these babies and these girlfriends. But I mean, if either way, the current girlfriend was on board with having the 8th child. Even if she had the first 2, or first 3, first 4, whatever, she was on board with having the 8th one. You know what I'm saying? So that's all. I'm not defending Cam Newton, but let's if we're gonna talk about it, let's tell the truth. The truth is that these women were willing participants in this. We can't all get mad at Cam.
There we go.
That's all I'm saying. Now, I'm not in any ways advocating, for the creation of random broken homes. I think we've had this discussion at length, and we'll probably talk about it more, how important it is for the kids to see both parents and have influence from both parents and learn from both parents, right? Regardless of the situation. Obviously in the house is best, right? But that doesn't mean it can't happen if y'all don't live in the same house. We've talked about that a bunch of times. So yeah, it's important to have both either way. So if he's providing financially and also he's there for his kids in that way, it might not be your cup of tea, but it was for these 3 women, because whatever you think, those 3 women, he met their criteria. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you think, all 3 of them women, he met their criteria.
Real bad.
Man.
That's all I'm saying.
Real
She
bad.
right though. Surprised we made it through that without a G&T moment, but I ain't saying nothing. We gonna keep it moving. I'm surprised, but we gonna keep it moving. It's all good. I got one more for the road. We're gonna talk a little bit about negative gatekeeping. Sorry, something just went across my computer screen. I was like, what the heck is that? It's dust. But yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about negative gatekeeping. One more topic for the road. Put your glasses in the air. Let's talk about it.
Alienation is your father's an asshole. Negative gatekeeping is, hello, here it's your father. I just said your father's an asshole. I didn't have to say it out loud. And what's great is when the child's attorney or the judge speaks to the kid and says, does mommy ever say anything bad about dad? The kids tell them the truth when they say, no, she didn't say anything about dad. Mm-hmm. But she said, because here's the difference. What's the difference? Ready? Hey, did you have fun with dad? Oh, that's great. Where'd you guys go? Oh, you went to the park? Oh, that's nice. That's good. It was fun? Oh, good. Did you have dinner? Oh, what did you have? Pizza? Oh, good. I know you like pizza. All right, well, go upstairs, brush your teeth. I'm so glad you're home. I missed you so much when you were away this weekend. Oh my gosh. Are you okay? Yeah, you okay? Yeah, you had a good time. You were with dad? What you got? You went to the park today? It's so cold today. Oh my gosh, did you have pizza? That's all you had for dinner was pizza? Oh my gosh. Why didn't they give you any vegetables? Well, it's okay. You know what? I'm going to make your favorite soup. Go head upstairs, and when you come back down, I'm going to make you your favorite soup, and we're going to hang out and we can watch TV together, okay? What did I just do? Mm-hmm. What did I just do? I just alienated that kid from dad in a big, I just said, are you okay? That means dad's dangerous. Why would I not be okay? I was with my dad. Like, this is what the face of alienation is now, is this negative gatekeeping model. It's this very clever, insidious way of like, I could have been helpful, but I've been so much more. Wow. You found this way to sort of pull the person out from it.
As Richard moves the pussy from the camera.
I was gonna say pulling it right in. Pulling it right in. Pulling it right in.
Love it. Love it. All right. So, negative gatekeeping, your thoughts?
We live. All right, we back. All right, here we go.
The pussy all in the camera. If you missed it, you just missed it. You just missed it.
We live. All right, we back.
Shout out to the echo. All right, fellas, what are y'all thoughts, man?
We got to do better, you know, with our with our words and the way we, you know, paint pictures. And it's what he was alluding to. It's how you say things. You know what I'm saying? So you're like, and it's hurtful too. You know, because it's what he said. Like, particularly with the "Are you okay?" Like, why would the child not be okay? You know, especially if they came in and were operating as normal. And I'm not saying, you know, a kid won't operate as normal when there's something wrong, but like in general, if the kid is coming in like normal, you know, or excited from the time that they spent with their other parent, why would you be like, are you okay? You're like poking and prodding to create an issue that does not have to exist. Um, you know, and we say it all the time, like words have meaning. And in this case, words have power. So, like, it's just something to be careful with. Like, we can feel however we want about whoever, but like that's not something to project onto the child. And so I just, you know, want us in general to be a little more careful with our choice of words. um and even thinking back to the video that we watched last week where the mother was talking about essentially how she supported the dad and didn't like make the child sleeping in the closet, you know, in the bed that was in the closet. She didn't make that a bad thing because like the kid felt safe. They could smell their dad, you know, they were in the room with the dad, like, you know, so it's the approach that you take to it that either makes it negative or positive. So, you know, we got to do better about, you know, watching our approach to things.
Yeah, I got the same thing out of that. It's on both sides. You gotta be mindful about, you know, how you're talking about the other parent. How you even talking about the kid, but in this instance, you know, you got to be careful about what you're saying because the message, I mean, that sticks. That's gonna stick with the child. It's gonna it's. All right, get out of here. All around me, all around me. It's you know, I agree with Kev, man. Because those words that we choose to use, um, it's gonna make or break. It's gonna, you know, you can still feel the way that you want to feel. Nobody's telling you not to feel the way that you feel about the situation. But when you project that feeling that you have right onto the child and say, "Hey, don't you feel the same way?" You know, you're essentially trying to get the child on your side to feel the same way that you feel about, you know, the other person when that has nothing to do with it. Like that whole it's different. That relationship is different. That's separate. Like and that's wrong to do. That's wrong to do. You shouldn't try to, you know, put your child up against the other parent. Like, no, you if anything, you should want the best for your child. You if you know that the relationship is done, then your main concern is that child. And so that's all that should matter. Period. Like you can feel how you want to feel, but when it comes time to interacting, the interaction for the sake of your child, you got to do what's best for the child. So yeah, that's what I got on that situation.
Triggered me a little bit, having personally experienced and witnessed this. What should be the case is that the relationship should only be about the child. But if you're a narcissist, then you are going to manipulate your child, gaslight your child into believing whatever negative feelings you have about we'll say the other parent. Okay. And that is incredibly diabolical. And I mean that in the most literal sense of the word diabolical. Right? It doesn't do well for the child. In every situation I've seen, it ultimately ends up backfiring on the gaslighting parent in the first place. Usually. And then, like I said, probably the most important thing, and it doesn't help you. It doesn't help the parent. Like you as the parent, is usually the custodial parent that acts this way. But you as a parent, prodding and asking questions to try to create, like Kev said, try to create a situation that ain't actually there. Trying to make something out of nothing. That doesn't do well for you, the non-custodial parent, or the child. It's short-term narcissism, right? It makes you feel good for the interim. And ultimately, you're just ruining your child. Now, some of y'all are probably good with that. Because you're a narcissistic piece of trash to begin with, right? And all you care about is your stupid little coddled feelings. And who better to coddle your stupid little feelings than somebody whose brain and mind you get to mold? That, again, is diabolical and incredibly narcissistic. This is not about you. Hey, I don't know which parent I'm talking to, which one of y'all hear me say this, but hey, guess what? It's not about you. No one cares. No one cares what you think. No one cares what you feel. It's not about you. Get a fucking therapist and get you what are those things called? The
A rose.
yeah, because you probably got to rub a couple of those out for real.
Oh, that was okay.
Oh, you meant like a flower? Oh, shit.
No, I meant it. That's just not the answer you were looking for. All right. No, whatever. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. We live. The emotional support dog. That's what it was. Get you a therapist and an emotional support dog. Pull a Kamala Harris and get you an emotional support Tim Walz if you need to. But either way, get you the help that you need. Okay? It's not right to use your child as a crutch. It's not right to pit your child against the other parent. You know, one thing I've always told, as you all know, I have a child before my wife, and one thing I've always told my eldest child is it doesn't matter what I think about your mom. I can think whatever I want to think about your mom. That's none of your business. You are still supposed to show your mother respect at all times. You still show your mother respect at all times. An argument could be made that probably that same respect wasn't given to me, but that's a whole different conversation. The point is that should be the stance, in my opinion. That should be the stance, that what I think about your other parent is what it is. That has nothing to do with you. That's none of your fucking business, to be honest with you. The truth is that your relationship with your father or your relationship with your mother is your own, and you, as the other parent, shouldn't do anything to influence that in a negative way.
Got to do better.
Get you a therapist, get you an emotional support, Tim Walls, and keep it moving.
Sir.
I'm just saying.
Or get you a Stormy Daniels.
Hey. Whatever works, homie. You know, just hope she doesn't flip flop on whether or not you raped her later. Okay, anyway, so you know, don't go making money. She might change your mind. Don't run for president. The other party might buy her off. All right, anyway. I think that's it. I think I might have pissed off enough. Are we canceled yet? Are we canceled yet? It's about that time, isn't it? It's about that time. You right there? My fault. I don't care. I don't even care. Appreciate y'all. We come to the end. That's all I got for y'all today, man. As always, bro. You said what?
You went up. You went underwater early.
I did.
Yeah. You snorkeling.
Oh, that's why. Okay. I think. Are we good yet? Are we good?
Sounds like okay. We got you.
Okay. Oh man, ridiculous. This is why we get Apple for production things. Okay, anyway, but that's it, man. That's all we got for y'all, man. We appreciate y'all. Y'all are the best part of everything that we do. Kev, take us out, man.
We put the dick in ridiculous. Okay.
Hey, let's go.
I don't know where I was going with that. Hey, shout out to the Paralympics, which is taking place right now. If y'all haven't got a chance to watch, it's not like 24/7. Like I hate to say the regular Olympics, but like that's kind of what I mean. So like watch it when you can. The USA is holding strong. The wildest thing I seen was the swim competition, and like the person that came in second place literally crashed into the wall with their head because they had no arms. And I was like, is that safe? I thought it was dope though. You know, that they have this platform. So like it was enlightening to me. So like I know I'm laughing, but like I do have a newfound respect for like what is taking place in the Paralympics. So if you haven't had a chance to watch that, watch it. Enjoy your 3-day weekend. You know, take care of yourself and each other. And I don't know. You know, live long and prosper. But the being vagina, can take the camera off me, man. This is.
You guys stay classy. Stay classy. Be true to who you are. To thine own self be true. You know, all of that. And take that with you. Just know that nobody's gonna do ish for you. You gotta do it and make it happen. And along the way, get you a community of folks that's gonna make some change happen. Because it starts with you. And then you get you a community of folks to make some things happen. You know, love you guys. Like, subscribe, share, tell a friend. All that good jazz. We're going to see you next time. Peace.
Classy as always. Y'all know what it is, man. Thank y'all again for hanging out with us. I can't talk. I've been drinking. Thank y'all again for hanging out with us. We appreciate you guys as always. I don't have anything nearly as profound as what the other two just said. All I can say is, real talk, it's too late in the show for me to be penalized for this, but you need to seek God. You need to get therapy, and if necessary, get you an emotional support puppy or something like that. Seriously, figure it out, man. Mental health is real. Get it together though, man. You can't look. It ain't gonna just magically happen. You ain't gonna just blink one day, wake up one morning, and suddenly all your trouble's gonna be gone. It ain't gonna work like that. You gotta do the work. All right, do the work. Seek the work. Seek the word. With that being said, keep your head on the swivel as always. Believe none of what you see and believe none of what you hear and only half of what you see. Stay skeptical. Question the narrative. We will definitely catch y'all next week. We'll be back here next Friday. Same bad time, same bad channel. That's it, though. We out for the day. One more time, big shout out to the comments as always. Big shout out to the early show. Shout out to the wives. Shout out to the girls. Shout out to the ladies. Shout out to the kids. We're going to catch y'all next week. We out of here.
What led to the fall of my marriage? My marriage endured a year-long separation because I was not emotionally disciplined.
This is how you look when you keep mentioning to that man how good of a wife you'll be. That man then said, tell me about yourself, and all you got to say is, I'm a wife. God made me to be a wife. I'm wife material. Shut up. We don't care.
I believe that marriage has been weaponized in Western Christianity. Giving has been weaponized in Western Christianity. Sexuality has been weaponized. For example, any woman listening to this can attest in our culture. Don't be no 30, 35-year-old single black woman and go to the family reunion. All the older women are going to do them. They're going to look at you and wonder, why you not...
The dishes wasn't 50-50, the laundry wasn't 50-50, the cleaning wasn't 50-50, and that's an everyday motherfucking job. I come home and they got food on the table, clothes on the bed, got shit everywhere. I'm organized and clean, so every day I'm exhausted.
We have different duties and functions and responsibilities. And if you don't love your duty, your function, your responsibility, you're not fit to be a wife, period.
For the Force, the King, the Kamikaze, and the Great Incurable, thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you had a good time tonight. Tune in next week. It's sure to be a crazy night. We'll dig into all the shenanigans next week. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and tell a friend to follow us. Catch you on the next round.